Hey man, I wonder if they appreciate us, man. Like for real. I wonder if not just the our people who listen to us and the people who read our articles. I wonder if people who come across us in everyday lives do appreciate. I mean, do they understand the chaos that we go through only to get to the calm?
Nah, man. Nah, nobody gonna appreciate that shit because they don't do it themselves, man.
You
So,
know, that's not, I'm just like, because you know, you see, y'all don't understand. See, y'all think we come on here and we talk boxing and we go our separate ways. No, motherfucker, it is chaos 24. This is the only hour that we don't have chaos.
yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
This is the only hour we don't have chaos. But regardless of the chaos, regardless of COVID-19, as we said, we are here. 3kingsboxing.com in the motherfucking building. And as man, we got people where oh man, they in here now, man. We got Eric R in these streets.
My man, in these streets.
My man Mike James Boxing 3KB. What it do?
What's good, fam? What's good?
And Joanne is here early. My guys, I love this podcast.
How you
now,
doing, Joanne?
now, y'all, y'all forget the old man. Y'all forget the old man. Ladies and gentlemen, helping me maneuver through this, helping me as always in the foxhole when I'm going through whatever the chaos is, right? Joining me, the owner and editor of 3kingsboxing.com, that HNIC himself. What's going on, family?
What's good, man? Another day, another dollar. Time to get it in,
Man,
man.
that after I give you an introduction like that, that's how you.
Yeah, that's how I come in. Same as always. That's just gonna always be that way, bro.
So, 3kingsboxing.com reported to you, and now we can tell you that Danny Garcia is going to be fighting Errol Spence. Now, is it pay-per-view? That's the thing. And I'm imagining it will be pay-per-view because that's a big money card right there. You guys got to understand something. Well, everybody else was out there talking about what type of fights they was going to make. While everybody out there was talking about what promoters are going to have to get used to doing. While everybody was out there talking about, Dana White and Eddie Hearns kissing and hugging each other. I love you too, man. When them niggas was doing that, I love you, Dana. I love you too, Eddie. When they was doing that, when you had fighters talking about something not fight without crowd, Al Heyman, the GD he is, like, he'll go, Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, bam, pay-per-view, bow.
Yeah, right. I mean, look, one thing I can say right now is that there's a lot of people that hate PBC. It is what it is. And I try to tell people all the time, if you just stay a neutral boxing fan, it doesn't matter who's doing what. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if PBC's doing this. It don't matter if Matchroom's doing this. It don't matter if DAZN is doing this. Top Rank, Golden Boy, hell, Tekin Promotions, Banner, none of them. None of that shit matters, dog. Just stay down the middle. That's it. You can still like fighters, right? You can still be a fanboy or fangirl if you want to be, if you choose to be. You can still do that. But that doesn't mean you got to hate PBC or hate Matchroom or hate Top Rank. That doesn't mean that. All these boxing promotional companies do the same shit. What is it? Take your money and fuck you. They all do it. You know what I'm saying?
And every now and then, they will give you a reach around.
Everyone, exactly. Exactly. That's a good one. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Every now and again, like my man Bo said, they'll give you a reach around. But at the end of the day, it's all about your money. Your best interests aren't in their minds, bro, when they're making matches and shit. None of these guys. Now, it just so happens that some are better than others. But at the end of the day, the fans' best interests are not in their minds when they're doing matchmaking, when they're basically, promoting or trying to market their best fighters. Your thoughts and what you want and what you feel like you need is not at their best interest. They don't give a fuck. They only care about getting your money. So that's why I say siding with networks and siding with banners and shit, that doesn't even matter. It's stupid as fuck, because at the end of the day, you siding with somebody that's fucking you in the long run. So I say that because I'm about to segue into PBC is doing something that nobody else even talked about doing. Not Top Rank,
Exactly.
not Matchroom, not Frank Warren, right? None of them. PBC didn't even say shit. You didn't even know what they were going to do next. Everybody was quiet with the exception of the fighters, and they talk in social media and they tell the media things, right? But nobody even knew what the fuck was going to happen, right? Then all of a sudden, bam, Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia coming up in September. Nobody knew nothing. We were hearing Shakur Stevenson versus Rafael Rivera. You know, Jamel Herring versus Albert Bell. You know, we were getting shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And preparing for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Hearn was like, fuck, I don't want to make these whack ass fights. But in reality, he's telling you, fuck, man, I ain't got no choice. I got to make these whack ass fights. That's what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? So the cards that they've been giving us so far, basically returning from COVID-19, we've been in preparation to be like, man, dog, man, get ready, dog. Gonna be some whack ass shit. Fighters out there saying they not fighting without fans and shit. We was getting prepared. And then all of a sudden, PBC says Spence Garcia out of nowhere. I don't care what you say. That is way better than what we were preparing for. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That is 20 times better than fucking Jamel Herring, Albert Bell. That's 20 times better than Shakur Stevenson, fucking Rafael Rivera. It's way better than those two fights that they talking about coming back with. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you may hate PBC, but you gotta like what the fuck they doing right now. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day, this wouldn't be that big of a fight, right? If there was no COVID-19 and all that shit. Because remember, we told y'all, and this is funny, bro, because they were like, oh man, Three Kings Boxing, we reporting fake news and shit. Yep. We told y'all back in fucking September, right? After he beat Sean Porter, we told y'all, yeah, man, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, January 25th. Oh my God, bro, the fake news post was all over the place. Fucking fake news. Oh my God, 3KB means 3K fake. Fucking fakers. Oh, bro. It was all over the place, fam. And then when Errol Spence got in his car accident, guess who confirmed that they were going to fight? Danny Garcia.
Yep.
But we didn't get no, oh, my bad, dog. We thought y'all was fake news since y'all were the first ones to report the shit. We just thought y'all was fake news. We didn't get that. We never get that. You know what I'm saying? We never get that. We just a bunch of motherfuckers that don't know shit about boxing, apparently. Right? We ain't got no insiders, and we ain't got nobody that we fuck with, that we affiliations and stuff like that can get us inside information. We don't have that, though. Right? So the fight was going to happen in January 25th. It wasn't that big back then, right? We wanted to see Terrence Crawford. We didn't really want to see that. But given the situation and the circumstances at which we are going through or have been going through, not just in the United States, but globally as it pertains to boxing, this is literally a mega fight coming back from COVID-19. Understand my words. Coming back from COVID-19. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What do you think about that, Bo?
Here's the thing. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm getting a text. Okay. Damn, that was Marcus Watson. Okay. Yeah. So, COVID-19. Hold on, wait a minute. Damn, what the fuck is getting another text? Oh shit, damn, that was Derek James. Okay. So the thing about this COVID-19, fuck, I get back at him. So
hey, we don't got connections though. We don't got that. We just a bunch of niggas that push fake news, bro. Apparently, man. But we ain't been wrong. We haven't been wrong. But we just a bunch of niggas that push fake news, bro. I guess.
Shit. So here's the thing about it, and you make a very good point about one thing. Coming back from COVID-19, this is a big fight because nobody else is talking about something like this. Keep in mind, Danny Garcia is not a done dude. He's a former world champion. Okay. Mm-hmm. Errol Spence just came out of having a car accident. We don't know what Errol we're going to get. We still don't know what Errol is going to get. And from what I've been hearing, he hasn't been sparring just yet, not at full throttle. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we don't know where Errol we're going to get. So the fact that right now we're being told September, Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia. Now, a part of me want to look at Danny and be like, Danny on that whole shit. He ain't going to let Errol get a chance to heal. But a part of me is like, Well, it ain't Danny fault Earl was out there, you know what I'm saying, living that wild life.
It ain't Danny's fault, bro. Yeah. You know, I see what you're saying about Danny over there basically pulling a Sugar Ray Leonard, you know what I'm saying, being an opportunist. But at the end of the day, bro, nah, man, that's Errol Spence's fault. Actually, Errol Spence is the one that said he didn't want no tune-up. Well, here you go.
Here you go. So Al Heyman quietly, and let's not get it twisted. You can check anything we've said on this podcast. We have gone at PBC saying, yo, man, they gotta do better than this. Remember when Caleb Plant fought finger butts? We said, yo, man, they gotta do better than this.
They gotta do way better than this.
We said, yo, man, they gotta do what the fuck, man, they gotta do better than this, man. Right? So at the end of the day, coming out of COVID-19, this is the fight you give me. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, you got your boy, right? And your boy, you know what I'm saying? Your boy like, yo, man, I'm going to see, you know, my girl. And you know how it is, man. She got this friend. You're like, damn, dog. How she look? She all right, man. She all right, dog. Like, damn. You like, God, all right, man. I'm going to roll with you, man. You get there and you see this fine motherfucking beauty queen come out there. God damn. Oh, damn, nigga. And your boy be like, hey, man, you want me to hey, man, you want to ride home? No, nigga, I'm good. Leave me alone. I'm good, nigga. Go ahead on. That's what this is right here. This is more than what we expected. And coming out, this is what's going to jumpstart people wanting to get back into boxing. If you want to bring people back into boxing, if you want to send a message to people that, hey, man, we're serious about y'all staying with us, and we're serious about giving y'all something because we know you at home. We know you've been missing boxing. This is that statement. And let me say something too. It's a hell of a statement because now it puts pressure on everybody else. You got to come up with something now. So maybe Canelo is going to go ahead on and fight Billy Joe Saunders. You know what I'm saying? Now, everybody better produce something and produce it fast, because this right here is setting a standard that coming. Everybody's talking about what you're going to do, but now actually coming out of it, this is what we did. Who got next?
Yep. Look, Bob Arum was out here stressing a little bit. Went to the media and said, you know what? If y'all motherfuckers don't want to fight, it's next man up. Bob Arum put everybody on notice. He said, your contracts are indispensable. You know what I'm saying?
He sure did.
He said, or not indispensable, excuse me, right? You're not guaranteed a contract. That's what he said. And he said, it don't matter who I'm talking about. Terrence Crawford and Vasily Lomachenko, all the way down to the smallest prospect they got, Xander Saez. You know what I'm saying? Goes all the way down to him. Y'all's contracts are not guaranteed, bro. And he out here saying this shit in the media. Why? Because he was having trouble trying to get his people to want to commit to a fight, but not PBC. Yeah. They have no trouble. At least we don't know that. We only know what they have proven, right? Exactly. And what they have proven is Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence in September. Now, here's the dilemma, though, Bo. Fight's supposed to be on pay-per-view. How the hell does that work, man?
Now, I'm glad you said that, my man. You just led into the sec. See, y'all. This isn't scripted. Like, we didn't discuss it. Literally, like, real talk. Literally, the show started because I just got on because of what the chaos that's been going on. See what I'm saying? So this isn't some scripted. I was leading right into this segue. My man, Mike James Boxing, said if Fox was smart, they should put it on regular Fox and try to get advertisement like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you know what? I agree with you, but I think what they're doing is they're going to try to roll the dice and see, hey, if people are at home, more people are at home now. COVID-19 going to be more people at home. So the people that normally would be in the stands may actually be at home. We might get more money and revenue than doing it that way, where we put it on the network and get a bunch of advertising. We might actually do better because people are starving. So we're going to take advantage of that starvation and see if they're willing to come out of pocket. Now, if they're really smart, they don't charge you an arm and a leg for it either. $40, $50 pay-per-view. That would be even smarter. What do you think, man?
Yeah. Hold on. I don't know. This dude came in at the wrong time. he said, quit fucking hating. We ain't seen no boxing, and now we getting it. You're crying. I'm grateful for any boxing match. True boxing fan. I don't know if he's talking to us or not. But he might have came in at the wrong time, so I'm not going to go in on him. I'll give him a chance to tell us whether or not he's talking about us. But this whole time we've been saying is that you shouldn't be hating. You should be enjoying boxing coming from any banner out there, PBC, Matchroom, anything. You should be grateful that any of them are putting boxing out there. That's pretty much what we said. So I ain't going to go in on him, though. I'm going to make sure that he wasn't talking to us. But anyway, what was your question again, Bo? I'm sorry, bro. What'd you say?
What do you think would be a smart way for them to do that? Is pay-per-view smart for them to do?
That's a good question, man. I think they should put it on regular television, dog. I wouldn't mess with the pay-per-view thing yet, because just because people are starving doesn't mean it doesn't mean that they basically are going to go buy a $75 pay-per-view, right? Now, I don't know if they've adjusted the price, if it's going to be 45, 55, 75, 65, but that's where it's been. You see what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that I can go off of, right? So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I don't think people are going to accept having to pay that much, even though they haven't been watching boxing. They put it on regular television, man. I think they can make a lot of money, because you're going to have people who don't watch boxing watching the shit because it's the only sport that's going to be on. You see what I'm saying? I remember my mom's, bro. She don't watch no type of fighting, no type of boxing, none of that shit, man. This motherfucker called me up talking about something. Did you see that fight that other weekend with that big black African guy? What was his name? Man, he hit that boy. That shit lasted 12 seconds. I'm like, Mom, you was watching the UFC? She was like, something like that. The BFC or the WFK or the KFC. It was something like that. I was like, you know what I'm saying? You got people like my moms that don't watch this shit watching, because it's pretty much the only entertainment on other than movies and other shit like that, right? So imagine how many people you would get watching boxing if they had access to it on regular television, man. See, COVID-19 has people sitting at home watching more television. Yep. It doesn't have them sitting at home buying more pay-per-view. It doesn't. It has them watching more television. And right now, the current situation as it stands, all you got to do is yell, a sport is coming on at 7 o'clock tonight. There a bunch of motherfuckers going to be watching that shit.
Nigga, I would watch golf right about now.
Exactly, bro. Just like that meme, dog. When my dude had like 4 of his homeboys in the living room and shit, and they was watching a chess game, and my man moved that chess piece. He said, yeah, nigga, yeah. That's what it's looking like right now, man.
Heck yeah, man.
So, yeah, they need to put it on regular television, dog. I think they would get much more support, much more people watching. I mean, I see what they're doing. It's a business model. They could probably get more money off pay-per-view, but I don't think the money that they might get more would outweigh the support that they would get in the long run if they just put it on regular television, man.
That's an interesting thing, because if they're going to adjust the price, I think it'll pay off in the long run, because you make a very good point. And while you were talking, I thought about something. Unemployment rate is over 20 million people. Not a lot of people is going to have $75 to shell out for a pay-per-view.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you make a very good point. If you put it on Fox, the only thing about it is you have to make it known to those advertisers. Listen, what we normally charge, it ain't gonna be that. It's gonna go up. We about to kick it up a notch or two, motherfucker.
Exactly.
And I guarantee you that there is, and Mike James Boxing, good point. Guarantee that there's some advertisers out right now that's also starving to have their stuff on sporting events, because that's where most people are watching it, is a sporting event. So I agree wholeheartedly. What did you had?
No, don't worry about that.
Okay. Yeah. So good one, Mike James. My man, not my man. Joanne said, straight box. Yeah, love it. It's the sport and people who do it that we love, and we end up being played. Yep.
Yeah, that was a comment that I made about how the even all your favorite promoters are still fucking you in the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth, man. So that's why it makes no sense to take. I never even thought about that, dog. Like, a long time ago when I was a little dumb nigga, I didn't have no insight about things and shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really understand the whole beta alpha thing at that time. I was like 7 years old and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was a fanboy at the time and shit, fanboying for fighters and athletes and shit. Then I realized the whole beta male, alpha male thing at 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Then I realized, oh shit, I shouldn't be doing this. This ain't right. You see what I'm saying? So as I grew older, and then it stopped being about, as we talked about in another show, it stopped being about the fighters and the promoters going to a network. Now it was the networks and the promoters, and then the promoters bringing their fighters over. I was like, why would I ever side with a network? I don't care about the network, dog.
Exactly.
HBO puts on boxing, I like you. Showtime, you put on boxing, I fucking like you. ESPN, you put on boxing, that's what's up. USA Network, you putting on boxing shit, that's what's up. Nigga, Cartoon Network can put on boxing. I'm saying that's what's up. I don't give a fuck about the network. The promoters, this is in the same boat. Like, okay, Golden Boy, you put on fights, bet shit, I could watch it. I could watch on TV, right? Yeah, you can watch on TV. Bet shit, you cool. Yo, PBC, I watch on TV. Yeah, you can watch on TV. Bet, cool shit. Hey, Top Rank, I can watch boxing on ESPN. Yeah, there, you watch on ESPN. Cool. Why the fuck would I care? I'm watching boxing. I don't give a fuck about the promoters or the networks or siding with any one of these guys. I don't give a fuck. I'm watching boxing. That's all that matters. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just don't understand these dudes, man. It's got to be beta male, dog. That's the only thing I can chalk it up to. Beta male mentality, man. That's it.
The funniest thing is that I remember I used to watch, as bad, as horrible as that shit. I used to watch LA Fight Club, that Oscar day. Oh God! But I used to watch it. Why? Because it would have up and coming prospects. So I said, hey, you know what, man? Let me check it out. I used to watch David Benavidez when PBC was on. What was that channel that you could only get in Ohio? What was that channel?
Oh, was it Bounce?
Bounce, yeah. I saw
Bounce TV. Yeah.
I saw David Benavidez, and there was another super middleweight. His name was James McAllister. I used to watch them two motherfuckers come up through the ranks. Okay, that's how I knew who Alontis Fox was.
Right.
So, watching that stuff right there, right? So at the end of the day, like you said, I remember when people forget, Top Rank was on True TV at one point. Matter of fact, Donaire fought on that motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like I was watching it. It was boxing. Nigga, I was streaming Golden Boy fights when they were showing that shit on Facebook. Right. Okay. Right. Hold on, wait a minute. When we go to fights, we don't show up for the main event. We there for the very first match. The match is not televised. Three Kings Boxing. We sit, we watch, and we write about the motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that y'all don't see, we're there, ringside, when the place is empty. We're there watching, filming, and writing about the fight. Why? Right. Because we love boxing. We're there to the very I can tell you some of your favorite so-called media sources have only showed up for the co-main event and the main event.
Oh, bro. Oh, yeah, man. We ain't going to say no names. One day we going to say some names. But right now we're going to keep it civil until one of them fuck with me, man. At the end of the day, some of your favorite boxing icons, guys and women that you know, they don't watch boxing, nor do they know the sport, man. They are using y'all, basically showing you some Photoshop photos of themselves. And when you see them in real life, good God, bro. That's, man, we're talking about, them Photoshop photos, man, they are experts, man. Because when you see these motherfuckers in real life, they look like beasts, like straight hideous beasts, dog. They're 100%, man. You know what I'm saying? But they do that, and y'all, all the men, so-and-so fine in the motherfucker, man. I follow, watching all her videos, she fine. But in the real dog and in real life, they don't know boxing. They don't watch boxing. Okay, like my man Bo said, we've sat next to some of your favorite media sources ringside. We are there like at 2:00 in the afternoon. The main card don't really start until like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. That's when they show up. That's when they show up. So, nah, man, like this is why I tell people, stick with us, because not only do we know what the fuck we're talking about, we are about boxing, and we can't be bought. Some of your favorite media sources and media entities, they've already been bought. Yeah. I can tell you who's been bought by who and when it happened. I could do that for you right now. But like I said, until they fuck with me, that's when it gets done. That's when I'm naming names. They not fucking with us. You see what I'm saying? Maybe they know better, but they're not fucking with us. They go fuck with each other. You can see them getting in fights all the time on Twitter and shit, fighting with each other. They do not fuck with us, though. So they see us at fights, they be like, oh, man, 3KB, what's up, man? They do that. if they fuck with us, I'm naming names and then I'm spilling the beans, bro, because I know a lot of shit. Just saying. Exactly, Eric. You see, look at. I'll put it up. Exactly. Just go to Instagram and you'll see what Eric is talking about.
No shit.
Shit, I need to do it, bro. I'm fucking 220 pounds of pure muscle. Maybe I'm gonna take my shirt off and put my pictures on fucking IG, bro. Maybe I should do that. You know what I'm saying? Bo, don't look at it, man. Don't worry about it. We're doing it for Three Kings, man. Don't worry about it.
No. You know goddamn well, boy. You're going to get your head busted.
Word up, man. Word up. My man go ahead. You go. You got it. That's the one I was going to pick, actually. You got it.
Yeah, I need y'all to come on at 4:30 p.m. and then 7:30. Hey, baby, time don't allow. Hey, you know what? Give us about 2 more years. And if this is going at the rate it's going, we got you.
Yeah, my man said before that, he said, ain't shit on my TV. He said, I be getting mad at y'all because y'all come on at 7:30. My man.
That's what's up. Hey, Sport Point Advantage, we'll get back to this. I want to put it up. That's hilarious. I'm going to speak about something that I could lose a wrench, but it's worth. John Jones versus Francis Ngannou. Hey, we'll talk about that at the end of the show because I'm actually interested. Listen, me and Prodigy, we more than just boxing dudes. Football is my niche. Basketball is here. We can talk other sports. Don't just think we talk boxing. We can talk other sports, dog. We actually do it off air with each other.
Word up.
All right, man. They do this for the sweet science. Exactly. That's you exactly, man.
That's really what it's all about. Like, honestly, you know, when my staff, I will not let people join Three Kings boxing unless they know boxing from the smallest division to the top, 105 to 200 plus. If you don't know boxing from 105 to 200 plus, and then if you can't tell me some of the bigger names, at least some of the bigger names in women's boxing, you're not allowed in. Plain and simple.
That's actually that's actually true.
Plain and simple. That's why the staff is the way it is, and it always has been. There's a lot of people that ask to get in Three Kings boxing, man. I don't let them in. They're not worthy. Plain and simple. You gotta have a fucking resume, dog.
Yeah, we got to see your resume.
Man. Word up, man. Shit ain't playing, man. I don't want nobody gonna be using my banner, and these motherfuckers talking about, man, you understand? Mike Tyson would have if Mike Tyson would have just fought Joe Louis and shit, man, you know, we could have got an undisputed champion. Man, get this nigga out of here, bro. Get him out of here, bro.
Man, Sport Advantage say Three Kings probably interviewed the guy you are defending more times than not, dog. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, that's happened.
That is most definitely happened. All right, man, let's move on. Tyson Fury, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. Now, I know this is a touchy subject because it's Tyson Fury, right? But Tyson is telling us, I ain't gonna dip. He said, I'm not gonna do y'all like I did Vladimir Klitschko. You know what I'm saying? When I got a hold of that Jane Fonda, that Dolly Parton, and I dipped out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stay around and play with these titties a little bit. You know what I'm saying? What he's saying, right? He said he ain't gonna do that. Tyson Fury is out here in them streets.
Man, he's out here in these streets.
Now, he's talking kind of wrong and messed up, but here's what he said. I want every single belt in boxing, from the English title to becoming the undisputed heavyweight champ of the world.
Yeah, there's a problem. There's a slight glitch in that statement. Yeah, Fury doesn't really. I guess he's not understanding that you got to have all 4 titles at the same time, not at different times in your career. At the same time, nigga, concurrently, nigga, literally, simultaneously. Excuse me, wrong word. Simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Got to have all 4 titles at the same time, dog. I guess he's not understanding that, but Fury's not a dumb guy. He knows, man. Continue on, bro. He knows.
All done, all finished. Considered the best. Done. If I don't box again, I'm happy. But if I do box again, then I can continue to box. If we get past this thing, which hopefully we will, then we're going to keep boxing and just keep taking on contenders. Klitschko did until he was 40. A lot of great champions are continuing and continuing. I ain't boxing for money. I ain't boxing for fame. I ain't boxing for a belt. I'm boxing because it keeps me mentally happy and I like to do it. Nothing to prove to anybody, nothing to prove at all, but I box. Now, because I love boxing and I've been doing it all my life, why walk away when I'm still young? They wrote me off because I had the fight, the biggest puncher in the history of boxing after only 2 petty comeback fights, but that didn't keep me down. Then they wrote me off because Wilder was going to be better the second time around. And then they wrote me off because they said they didn't believe in what I was going to do. I'm a feather duster puncher. I can't crack an egg. I'm useless. But here I am today, a standalone heavyweight, a leading superstar in boxing. I'm still fat, still ugly, still bald, still a big man, and still unstoppable. You know what, man? Let me say something, man. Need I say this? I fucking miss Tyson Fury.
I like the guy, man.
I miss this nigga, man. Yes. He's funny. Now, his fights may be boring, but that depends on what fight he fight, right? When he fought Vladimir Klitschko, he had to fight Vladimir. Like, he couldn't fight Vladimir Klitschko the way he fought Deontay Wilder because Vladimir Klitschko has too much skill for that.
Right.
That's the reason why the Anthony Joshua fight was so exciting, because the way Joshua fought was complementary to the way Klitschko wanted to fight. Right. So, but you got it. One thing about Tyson Fury is this, man. The dude, even in retirement, I admired him when he was retired. And yes, I'm saying retired. That's why the Nick can't say lineal, because he kept himself relevant. You know what I'm saying? He kept himself fucking relevant. So I'm glad to see him stick around. But Tyson is just talking because here's the deal. If he really do wind up, when he do beat Deontay Wilder, and I think he will beat him, and I think he's gonna beat Anthony Joshua and become undisputed, then I'm gonna see how motivated he is to keep going. See, he's talking about, I ain't boxing for money. Yeah, the fuck you are. I ain't boxing for fame. Yeah, the fuck you are, because you was never more famous, never more rich until now.
Right. Exactly.
You know, like, you didn't have your wife and kids all on Instagram, nigga. We saw you on Instagram doing crazy shit, but you at home with your wife and your kids doing exercising and shit and all. You wasn't doing that shit before now, motherfucker. You fooling. So at the end of the day, yeah, you is fighting for money. Yeah, you is fighting for a belt. Yeah, you is fighting for fame. And that's okay. But I want to know, how motivated will he be once he do gobble up all of them belts and then truly become a lineal, undisputed heavyweight world champion, man? What you think about all this Tyson saying, man?
All I can say, bro, is that the heavyweight division has a major problem, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Now, my man, one of my mans, you know what I'm saying, in a group that I share in, my man said he think Anthony Joshua beats Tyson Fury, and I've already went through all that a couple podcasts ago. That Anthony Joshua is not beating Tyson Fury. He's not skilled enough. Plain and simple. And we'll break that fight down one day. I've already done it once. I know I've already done it several times. I know I'm going to have to do it again eventually, right? But I'm going to leave it at that right now due to time constraints. Anthony Joshua cannot beat Tyson Fury. He's not skilled enough. Tyson Fury is on a whole nother level in terms of skill. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So at the end of the day, the heavyweight division has a major fucking problem on their hands. If Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder, then beats Anthony Joshua and sticks around, oh, they got a problem. And for how long? Let's say he beats Deontay Wilder beginning of 2021, right? Then goes on, let's say Anthony Joshua beats Kubrat Pulev, right? And the WBO says, yeah, go ahead. You can fight Tyson Fury for undisputed. We'll let Alexander Usyk fight the winner or somebody, right? And they fight at the end of 2021 or some shit like that. And he beats him. And he sticks around until like 2025. There's going to be a major who's going to beat him?
That's very true.
And we're talking about a focused Tyson Fury, who's going to beat him? Who? Not Luis Ortiz, not Andy Ruiz, not Alexander Povetkin, right? Not Oscar Rivas, not Kubrat Pulev, not F.A. Ajagba, not Tony Yoka, right? Not Philip Hargovich. None of those dudes are going to beat him, man. Who's going to fucking beat him? Alexander Usyk, after Joshua and Wilder, has the next biggest chance of beating him. That's actually a good fight, by the way. You know what I'm saying? But we still don't know what Usyk I mean, we know Usyk fought at heavyweight in the beginning of his career, and then he fought at heavyweight in the amateurs. But we really don't know what the fuck, how he stacks up right now in 2020, current present day, how he stacks up at heavyweight. Chaz Witherspoon wasn't a good barometer for that, right? Now, Tyrone Spong, even though people don't know who he is, that would have been all right because Tyrone Spong is a much better fighter than fucking Chaz Witherspoon. You see what I'm saying? So I would have liked that matchup, but of course Spong popped hot or whatever. So that didn't happen. But we still need to see Alexander Usyk in there with a body like him fighting Derek Chisora. That's a good one. I like that. I want to see how he looks in that fight. I want to see how he catches, how he takes a punch from Derek Chisora, who hits pretty hard, right? I want to see that. I want to see how he handles the aggressiveness of Derek Chisora, right, coming up from cruiserweight. I want to see how he handles it, man. Depending on how he looks against Derek Chisora, that will tell me, okay, Alexander Usyk can really bang, not with the big boys. He can bang with the big boys, but he can bang with a Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua or Deontay Wilder or Dillian White, etc. Right? That tells me he can bang with the top guys at heavyweight, depending on how he looks against Derek Chisora. So, let's just say he looks great against Derek Chisora. That's an excellent fight against Tyson Fury. That's a good one. Very good one. Very highly technical matchup, bro. Styles make fights, people. I know people are going to be like, don't sit here and tell me that you think Alexander Usyk beats Tyson Fury. All I'm saying is styles make fights. Yes. Alexander Usyk is a highly technical fighter. He's smart as fuck, and he has a hell of a lot of tools in his arsenal, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? So that's actually an intriguing fight if Alexander Usyk looks good and shows that he can actually bang with the much bigger guys at heavyweight, right? But outside of that, who gonna beat him if he sticks around 2 or 3 more years after becoming an undisputed champion? There's nobody that can beat this guy right now at heavyweight, man. Nobody. I be honest with you, I say, and it's good news because that means he'll actually fight possibly a Dillian White, right? I want to see that fight. I mean, he beats Dillian White, but at least Dillian White gets his fucking shot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Dillian White should have been got his shot long time ago, man. So he'll finally get his shot. I don't mind seeing Tyson Fury fight Luis Ortiz. Styles make fights. Luis Ortiz was stopped by the biggest puncher, and what Tyson Fury says, this is what Fury said. These are his words. Ortiz got stopped twice by the biggest puncher in boxing history. That doesn't mean he won't look good against Tyson Fury.
Yep.
2 different fighters, right? 2 different styles. So I want to see Fury versus Luis Ortiz, right? Andy Ruiz working with Eddie Reynoso. If he looks good in his comeback fight with Eddie Reynoso, actually comeback 2 fights. I need to see 2 fights with Eddie Reynoso and Canelo in his corner, and he looks good. Well, guess what? Now I want to see how he looks against Tyson Fury. I think he loses that fight. I mean, he's gonna lose, but it's still gonna be a good fight if he can look good against under Eddie Reynoso and Canelo, right? Michael Hunter's been running his mouth. Michael Hunter said he whooped that ass in the amateurs, right?
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah, he whooped his ass in the amateurs. So Michael Hunter's like, yeah, Tyson Fury knows what's up. I already fucked him up once. He knows what's up, right? So if that's the case, then there's history between these two. Regardless of what you think about Michael Hunter, because of how he looked against Alexander Povetkin, at the end of the day, there's history, right? Listen, Vernon Forrest had a history with Shane Mosley. Sure motherfuckers is like, man, that nigga Shane Mosley about fuck nigga up, man. It's Vernon Forrest. He good and shit, but he ain't Shane Mosley, nigga. Shit. Man, Vernon Forrest fucked this dude up twice. You know what I'm saying? Not once, but twice. Okay? Because they had history. Even though Vernon Forrest didn't look good against Sergio Mora, right? Actually lost to him once and then got his belt back, and then that's when the tragedy happened right after that. But lost to him the first time they fought. Then he, got mollywopped by fucking Ricardo Mayorga twice. You know what I'm saying? Shane Mosley, he's way better than Ricardo Mayorga, as we saw. He fought Mayorga when he was halfway done and still knocked him out. Right? He was already done. Fuck halfway. Shane Mosley should have been out the sport when he fought Mayorga.
Should have, dog.
This nigga's so irrelevant. They had to stage Ricardo Mayorga grabbing his girlfriend's ass.
Yeah,
that's how irrelevant he was. Yeah, to try to promote the fight. Remember that shit, bro?
Yeah.
That shit was staged as hell, dog. Just to try to promote that fight because both them motherfuckers were irrelevant, bro. So, but anyway, Shane Mosley was seen as a guy way better, but the history that they had in the amateurs That is what actually took place. That was the deciding factor. And to be honest with you, against when they fought in the professional ranks, same thing could happen with Tyson Fury, Michael Hunter. So I don't say sleep on that shit, man. I'm saying don't sleep on that shit. Who knows? I think Tyson Fury beats the hell out of Michael Hunter, but who fucking knows? Those are fights I want to see. Oscar Rivas in the mix. I want to see that, man. So, but the thing is, even though all these fights are possible, I don't think any of these guys beat Tyson Fury, man. And that's going to be a huge problem for the division.
You know, you were sitting there saying it, and I had to think of some other guys that had a history in amateurs. Artur Beterbiev and Gavadzic. They had history. That was deep history. One of the biggest ones is Antonio Tarver and Roy Jones Jr. They had history. So you're absolutely right. Okay. Antonio Tarver not, I mean, when you look at some of the guys Roy's beat, like, man, Antonio Tarver ain't better than them. But at the end of the day, it's because they got the history.
They got history.
See, and the reason why that's important is you fight a person enough, you get to know who the fuck that fighter is.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Like Andre Ward said, once I get a fighter in my head, I'm good. I got you. You know what I'm saying? You fight a person enough, you figure you can beat him. That's why I'm gonna stop fighting 2K, because one day he's gonna figure out how to beat me. J.L. Davis said.
Oh man, they know that's a farce. But go ahead. My man Jay.
Go ahead, read it.
My man J.L. Davis, he said, I think DuBose will be an issue against Fury in about 2 years. I forgot about Daniel. How did I do that, Bo? How did I forget about Daniel DuBose, man? Daniel DuBose, I talk about the dude all the time, man. I think Daniel DuBose is one of those wild card dudes in the division. For some reason, I don't know why people are saying Daniel DuBose is too green to fight Joe Joyce. I mean, Joe Joyce will be out of boxing in like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? That nigga's like 30, 31, something like that.
33.
He's 33. He's slow as molasses. He gets hit easily. Listen, a Bermain Stavern that got destroyed by Deontay Wilder was actually landing punches on Joe Joyce, man. Stop it, man. Joe Joyce is going to get knocked out by Daniel DuBose, okay? Daniel DuBose is very good, man. I don't know why people hating on this cat, man. He's very good, man. And he is basically that dark horse sitting on the side while, you know, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, and Anthony Joshua over there chilling and shit. He's sitting on the side looking at them niggas like, yeah, fucking. Wait till I get over there, bro. Wait till I get over there, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to lay down all these motherfuckers. That's what he's doing, Bo. He like that hating ass nigga. You in the club and you got like 16 bitches around you, right? And do you see the corner of your eye that one hating ass nigga sitting at the bar and he eyeing y'all, right? But you know that motherfucker might be a problem. That's exactly what that's Daniel DuBose. You see what I'm saying? So you got to keep your eye on him because he might be a problem. That's Daniel DuBose. I'm just saying, when they were talking about DuBose fighting Wilder, a lot of people were like, man, Daniel DuBose ain't ready for that. Yeah. Nigga, I was like, shit, Wilder fuck around lose that fight right now. Wilder fuck around lose to Daniel DuBose right the fuck now, bro, in 2020. Yes, he would. He'd fuck around and lose that fight, dog. But a lot of people, for some reason, they think he's too green and he's not ready. I don't understand it. But yes, I agree with Jay, bro. Daniel DuBose is going to be a problem. If Tyson Fury is sticking around, Daniel DuBose climbs up them rankings after he knocks out Joe Joyce and gets another big, decent name under his resume. Yeah, dog. That's another fight I would like to see for sure.
Well, here's the reason why he's a problem. Because I forgot about him too, so I can't really put you on Front Street. But here's the reason why he's a problem. He has history with both AJ and Tyson Fury. That nigga's been sparring with both of them dudes. Matter of fact, there's words about him getting the best of fucking AJ in sparring.
Right.
Okay. So, and he's fought Tyson Fury. So you're absolutely right. That boy DuBose is going to be a problem. Listen, the toughest fight I thought he was going to be in was Nathan Gorman, because him and that nigga had history. Obviously, and this is why I say every fighter has to see that level. So the sparring with Anthony Joshua, the sparring with Tyson Fury, DuBose is kind of a gypsy himself. He's been over at the Mayweather gym. So the sparring that this guy is getting, he's seeing that upper class level. When you see that upper class level, that's the difference. You think I'm bullshitting? Look at that nigga Jack Catterall. Y'all think I'm lying?
Jack Catterall is another cat from the UK. He's at 140. That's a bad motherfucker, man. And as Bo was mentioning, that experience he got fighting at the Mayweather gym, he took that shit back to the UK. Now they can't fuck with him over there on that level.
Nope.
he can't fuck with Jack.
Floyd. Help Floyd get ready for Manny Pacquiao.
He sure did. He sure did. Floyd was over there teaching him all sorts of shit while he was preparing him for Manny Pacquiao, man. And now they can't fuck with him over there on the UK circuit, man. So,
Nope.
yeah, I actually, Jack Catterall is a WBO number 1 contender at 140. I was saying he was going to beat Maurice Hooker.
Sure was.
If they would have mandated that fight instead of letting Hooker fight that French motherfucker, what was his name? Les Pierre, whatever. He was a French nigga from Brooklyn, I think, man. Get the fuck out of here. But anyway, if he wouldn't have fought that dude, they would have mandated the fight. Or even after that fight, WO would have mandated it because Jack Catterall was at that fight. He was sitting ringside when Maurice Hooker beat the French nigga from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh shit, he's at the fight. They might mandate it, dog. Maurice Hooker about to lose that belt. But then the smartest businessman in boxing, or one of the smartest anyway, that has the most longevity in the sport.
Yeah.
Man, Bob Arum came in, dog. You know what I'm saying? He said, he gave Paco Varcasel, he said, hey, man, here you go. Christina, go talk to him. Go talk to him, Christina. We need to make this Jose Ramirez Maurice Hooker bout. Don't let him mandate. Do what you got to do, Christina. Don't let him mandate the fight. Do what you got to do, Christina. Give him one hell of a night. Next thing you know, fight's not being mandated. And then we got Jose Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker on the fucking bill. So at the end of the day, bro, Jack Catterall is a bad motherfucker. I'm telling y'all, man, keep your eye on him. Him and Joe Joyce, a couple other guys, but we ain't talking about them right now. Him and Joe Joyce, those some bad motherfuckers coming off the UK circuit, man. Real talk.
You mean DeBose?
I'm sorry, Daniel DeBose. Jesus. Not Joe Joyce. Daniel DeBose.
All right, man. I got to address somebody, man. I got to address somebody. Somebody's in here playing with me, you know. So I know you in them streets. I'm in them streets. And when we meet up, we going to fight. J.L. Davis said, Bo, refresh my memory again. Is Fury a real champion according to your standards? Look here, nigga. Look here, nigga. Look here, nigga. Look here, nigga. Okay?
Man, everyone called you out, bro.
Look
man,
here, nigga.
Look, hold on. What you gonna do, bro? Let me sit here with my arms folded. What you gonna do?
This is how we gonna do this. Tyson Fury gets the credit of being a legit champion because he retired, so he was already a champion. He never got beat. Then he came back. So technically speaking, right, he still is a legit champion. However, if we go by my standards, which I'm going to keep to my standards, this rematch with Deontay Wilder, he's defending a new belt he never had, which is the WC belt. So yeah, until he beats Deontay Wilder, by my standards, he's not what I would consider one of those true champions. But because he is a former champion that didn't defeat it and retired and came back, I still give him a credit being a legit champion.
Yeah.
So standard-wise, he's not a true champion, but he's a legit one. Now, motherfucker, don't say nothing. Good shit, baby.
That's
I
what's
love
up. I'm gonna go behind that and say, given who he beat and Vladimir Klitschko, a guy that, like I said, is number 2 in most title defenses in heavyweight history behind Joe Louis, right? Nobody was beating Vladimir at that time. He was aging and still beating everybody. And Tyson Fury came along. He rised up through the ranks. He came along, got the fight, and defeated him, stopped his reign. That right there told me he was a true champion because he defeated the lineal champion in the division. If you're beating a guy if you beat a guy who's dominant and you take his belts and you beat him convincingly, yo, I gotta say he's a true champion, regardless of the fact that he never actually defended those titles. It's just the caliber of opponent that he defeated. You see what I'm saying? And I got to give it to him. That caliber of opponent, I got to give it to him, dog. He's a true champion. But I do agree with Bo. Like, for example, Jose Uzcategui, how he got that title because James DeGale ducked him and shit. He wasn't a true champion. He was given the title. He didn't even fight for the shit, man. He was double not a true champion. You know what I'm saying? Right. Not only did he not fight for it, he never even defended the shit. So he definitely wasn't a true champion. But I do agree with Bo's standards. But I think it should be modified a little bit given how that champion acquired those titles, bro.
That's what's up. Hey, we don't duck smoke around here.
Nah.
We don't duck smoke. Hey, I was waiting a long time to put that up. We don't duck smoke around here. Eric Arce, I remember when 2K gave the AJ blueprint for Ruiz in the first fight, and AJ actually did it in the rematch.
Exactly, Eric. I'm sitting there yelling at the TV, Eric. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? All he got to do is do exactly what I was saying, man. It's easy. Look, what is Andy Ruiz's reach? Like 68 inches or some shit?
No, nigga. Oh my God, I think your newborn got a longer reach than that nigga.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Andy Ruiz is a pig standing up on his hind legs, man. That's how short his arms are. You know what I'm saying? He's a fucking pig standing up on its hind legs, man. Them short ass arms. How the fuck you get knocked out by that? You know what I'm saying? Because you sitting in the pocket, you too close. Nigga, I think he had like a man. I'm not looking at the dimensions, man, but I think Joshua had like a 6-inch reach and a 4-inch height advantage or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was ridiculous, bro. Stay on the fucking outside. Easy game plan. You know, I was yelling at the television, not because I like Anthony Joshua. I don't give a fuck about any of these fighters in that magnitude. If you lose, you lose. You win, you win. We'll give you credit or we'll criticize you, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm yelling at the TV. See, look, this is what I do. I look at boxing differently than the majority of boxing fans. I look at boxing being straight down the middle, and I'm looking at the game plan that both fighters employ, and I basically cross-reference it with what I said that those fighters should do to win in that particular fight, right?
Yep.
Now, sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right, but I'm looking at the styles that are being employed. Like Anthony Joshua fighting in the pocket against short-ass arm Ruiz. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You don't need to do this. You see what I'm saying? You know, one of the biggest fights that had me yelling, dog, like literally jumping up and down, throwing shit, was Robert Easter Jr. versus Javier Fortuna.
And Dennis Shakakov, I think that's his name.
Richard Comey versus Dennis Shafakov. Yeah. Rancis Barthélemy.
Oof.
And shit, every fight after Argenius Mendez. You know what I'm saying? Breaking shit in my house. You know what I'm saying? It's not because I like these guys, it's because I know what they need to do to win, and they not doing it. Looking stupid as fuck out there, bro. Right? And that was a situation with Anthony Joshua, man. But you know, we'll see what type of fighter he is, man. Like I've said before, man, there's a big question mark on Anthony Joshua, dog, because he was what he used to be, right? When he fought Dillian White and what's the crackhead's name from Louisiana? The crackhead nigga from Louisiana, a former IBF champion, Charles Martin. Yeah, that nigga. You know, when he fought all them dudes, right? He was a different type of guy. Now the last fight we saw, man, you know, he was standing on the outside and boxing the shit. So I'm curious to see what kind of Anthony Joshua we're gonna get going forward, man.
I'm curious what kind of Anthony Joshua we're gonna get going forward from a mental standpoint. Because although he beat Andy Ruiz, he didn't seem to have that killer instinct that you normally see from Joshua. He seemed to have played it safe and was okay with playing it safe and didn't want to take chances. It's almost like in the back of his mind, mentally, he knew I can't take too big of a risk because this guy has the ability to take what I got and give something back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the proof of what I'm saying is the praise that he gave him after beating him. He said, man, Andy Ruiz is going to be back. The dude's going to be a world champion, man. He's not done.
Right.
See what I'm saying? That's the praise he gave. Now, if you talk to somebody like Eddie Hearns, he'll tell you how Wilder's done, but Andy Ruiz isn't. I don't understand that, but okay. You know? So I'm curious to see what type of Anthony Joshua we get mentally, because here's the reality is he beat a guy in a fight fighting the way he was supposed to be, right? But he didn't have that killer fucking instinct. And I'm curious to see if that's going, because if you're going to go up against Tyson Fury, or if Wilder wins back his belt, oh, you better have that killer instinct, because these two motherfuckers, they definitely have it. They definitely have it, and they got it in spades. So you're going to need that killer instinct, right? And on top of that, man, what's going to happen to him if he gets in trouble again? See, the thing that y'all have to understand is once a fighter suffers takes a loss the way that he takes a loss, which is why I'm curious about Deontay Wilder too. Once a fighter have that, your mind automatically reverts to that fucking moment. I don't care what you tell me. Okay, I've had accidents where half my body was in the cast, and I can tell you right now, when I look at a step too tight, I'm like, "Ooh, man, ooh, mama."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So your mind automatically takes you back there. It's what you do that you're going to get past it, and I'm curious to see if Joshua can move past it. That's what's going to be interesting to me with Wilder, Spence, and fucking Anthony Joshua. That's why all these guys fighting is exceptionally curious to me. I'm like, what are y'all gonna do? Because everybody else is killers and they coming for you. Because they smell blood. Danny Garcia smells fucking blood. I don't care what he says, he smells fucking blood.
Hey, like you said, he's doing what Sugar Ray Leonard. He's an opportunist. You know, he's an opportunist, man. Like he had like Sugar Ray Leonard did Roberto Duran before that second fight. He's an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, he should go for Errol Spence right now. I'm not knocking the hustle, bro. Go for him right the fuck. Errol Spence is the one that made it clear in front of everybody when there's been months of no Errol Spence. Nobody heard from Errol Spence in months, right? And then all of a sudden he pops up talking to Brian Kenny. And he tells Brian Kenny, I don't want a tune-up. Okay, well, shit. Danny Garcia said, fuck it, give him. I'll take it. I was supposed to fight the motherfucker anyway in January. Let's go. I can't knock the hustle, bro. Hey, look, hopefully for his sake, nothing's wrong with him. That's a tough fight coming back after. And let me tell you something, bro. This might look bad on Danny if he loses. You know that, right?
Oh, man. Especially if he gets knocked the fuck out and get knocked down hard.
He's not getting knocked out. Danny
Garcia, if Earl catch him with a body shot, it cripples him a little bit.
Nah. Danny Garcia is one of the most durable fighters in boxing.
That's
you're not knocking that guy out, man. That's not happening. But if he loses to Errol Spence and it's a wash, like he go out there and just get his ass whooped, man, that is going to be embarrassing for Danny Garcia because at the end of the day, people will accept, okay, Errol Spence, he's back. But at the same time, they're going to say, man, this nigga whooped your ass, man. And he got the last fight he was in was a loss to a car accident, man. They're going to say that, bro. You know how these boxing fans are. They're going to say that shit, man. So I'm just saying, man, that look, it's good to go for it right now. But at the end of the day, the repercussions from a loss, man, that shit could be damning, man. We'll see.
My man Jay said, 2K, did Paul Williams frustrate you when he fought? He fought really smart. He frustrated me every time.
Yeah.
I
like Paul Williams though, man, because he was high volume. At least he fought small, but he was high volume, right? He fought real small against Sergio Martinez, and that's what led to him getting knocked the fuck out in that rematch. I thought he lost the first fight. You know what I'm saying? I do not think Paul Williams beat Sergio Martinez that first time. And I knew when they rematched, I was like, man, Sergio gonna whoop his ass, man. And I like Paul Williams. And that's why Sergio caught him with that counter left. Knocked him the fuck out, snoozing, bro, because he fights small. You know what I'm saying? That's how he lost to Carlos Cantana. How the fuck do you lose to Carlos Cantana at the level that you're at? And he showed it in the rematch when he knocked Cantana out in the fucking first round, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, how the fuck did that even happen in the first place? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, Jay, he used to piss me the fuck off. But the difference between, let's say, a Robert Easter Jr. and Paul Williams, because I was saying when Robert Easter Jr. was a prospect, I was saying, oh man, this nigga could be the next Paul Williams, man. Look how tall he is. Look how long he is at 135. He could be the next Paul Williams, man. Just box these niggas from outside, easy work. The difference between those two is that Paul Williams could throw 100 punches around. Robert Easter Jr. has not really got that much volume. He does have volume, but not as much as a Paul Williams, man. So that was the difference.
I'm gonna tell you, Paul Williams frustrated me, and although I felt that the guy won, he got robbed, is when he fought Eslandi Lara. That's when I knew Paul Williams was done. I said, he's done.
Oh man, Laura tapped that ass, bro. Hey, you know what, bro? That was supposed to be a tune-up, nigga.
Yeah.
That's the funny part. He got knocked out by Sergio Martinez, and then they said, "All right, bet." You know what I'm saying? We're gonna fight this motherfucker right here. This nigga, what's his name? Laura Arislandi. Fuck, it don't matter what order I got it in. We're gonna fight that nigga right there. Tune up. Shit. That boy got his ass whooped the whole fight, bro.
Man. Michael Smith said AJ was a much better fighter when he didn't look like a bodybuilder. I think the thing about it was, though, was he much better as a fighter? I think so. I think the putting on the muscle led to him having stamina issues, which you definitely saw against Vladimir Klitschko. That's when and then actually I believe it was stamina issues he had even against Andy Ruiz, which is why he was huffing the stamina issues along with, I think I'm not going to say anxiety attack, but stamina issues along with just mentally checking out led to him being tired also as well. In the second fight, he did slim down. Hell, if you go back to early career, AJ at one point, and I remember go back to old time, Gods of Boxing, when we was talking about top prospect, we was talking about how AJ fought four or five undefeated fighters in a row. He was able to put punches together. He was able to go the distance. He wasn't as hulky or as lurky moving as he was until he put on the weight. So I agree with that statement.
Yeah, I agree with it too. The only thing that I would say is that we need to reserve judgment. We've only seen him in one fight without all that muscle. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he was younger, and in the amateurs, he didn't have all that muscle. This is why a lot of people thought a lot of people think he's taking PEDs, because when he was an amateur and when he actually first started in the professional ranks, he wasn't as big as he ended up becoming.
No, he wasn't.
So a lot of people are like, "Oh man, how the fuck do you get from this to this in a matter of a year?" Blah blah blah. You know, I do a lot of weightlifting, man. It's possible. It is possible. So I'm not gonna say. I mean, even though I think every fighter is taking something, this is a sport where you take, man, your body gets a lot of wear and tear. You got to take something. Just like in football, they take something. Basketball, they take something. Hell, even golf, they take something. You know what I'm saying? So I think boxing is not fucking absolved from PEDs, and we all know that. All these motherfuckers are getting caught left and right. So all these fighters are taking something, man. Your favorite fighter's taking something. I'm gonna break the news to you. You know what I'm saying? Your favorite fighter's taking something. But at the end of the day, bro, we only got one fight where Anthony Joshua was took some muscle off and fought at the semi-elite level. I don't think Andrew Ruiz is elite. I won't say it. Semi-elite level. You know what I'm saying? So we need another fight, and Kubrat Pulev is the perfect fucking candidate to see if that is indeed a factual statement.
Yeah, interesting, man. And listen, man, we appreciate you guys coming through here because some of the topics, and as y'all can clearly see, we can talk about anything off the top of our dome. Brian David, I'm gonna get to your comment, but let me follow what my man said. Yeah, you're right about not jumping the gun because it was Andy Ruiz, and Andy Ruiz didn't put no pressure on him, so there was nothing for him to get tired over because he was able to fight at a comfortable pace. So you make a very good point there. I have to agree with you on that. Let's see how he does if he gets in a fight, like you said, with Kubrat Pulev, who's putting that pressure on him, because we all know pressure busts a pipe. And the one thing that we know, exhaustion, being exhausted, make cowards out of us all. Now, I heard that. I don't know if that shit is true, nigga. I don't know. I'm just letting it get my ass fucked up.
That's a good point.
But exhaustion has made cowards of a lot of motherfuckers. So it'll be interesting to see that, man. Brian Davis said, I personally think Danny Garcia is a very tough matchup for ESJ, especially coming off that crash. Well, man, if you paid attention to the show yesterday, we said that. Yeah. And that's why this is smart. Listen, Danny Garcia, when he's talking about some Pacquiao, we broke that down. Like, no, motherfucker. You crazy? Pacquiao. Yeah. Don't fight that motherfucker. Go get the motherfucker that's going to be there, because I'll guarantee. Here's the thing. I doubt very seriously Earl has learned head movement in one training camp.
No. Okay. No, Errol is going to be a guy that gets hit all the time. He's always, until he retires, he will. And that's why the car crash is such a major factor. We don't know how that's rattled him internally, man. Like, he might be okay, but until he goes into a ring and gets hit on, then we will find out, oh shit, that wreck did. He's even gonna find out, damn, the car wreck actually fucked me up internally, man. You know, there's some shit going on in there that the doctors couldn't see, you know, that was basically triggered after I was hit by a fighter in that spot. You see what I'm saying? That's why the car accident means a lot, dog. We don't know what Errol Spence we're gonna get, man. And he's a fighter that always gets hit. So will he be able to take the damage like he did previously? We don't know. And like you said, Bo, he's going to be standing there, dog. He's going to be right there in front of Danny Garcia because that's his style. He's not going to change his style, dog, overnight. Right now, he did fight a little differently against Mikey Garcia, but you still saw shades of who Errol Spence is, right? Yep. Eventually, he was like, fuck it, let me just move around because I'm beating the hell out of this dude, hitting him with everything I got, and he's not going nowhere. I'll just move around. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And eventually what he did. But Errol Spence was Errol Spence in parts of that fight. So I expect him to do the same thing. Did it against Sean Porter. He did it against everybody else. Kell Brook, right? I expect him to do the same thing against Danny Garcia, right? And that's a better style matchup because Manny Pacquiao is going to be dancing all around flat-footed Danny Garcia, man. Even though Errol Spence, in my opinion, the Errol Spence that we've gotten up to the car crash, right? And that's the only data we can go off of. In my opinion, he's a better fighter right now at the stage of Manny Pacquiao's career at this moment in time. Even though he's a better fighter, Manny Pacquiao is a terrible matchup, a much worse a much worse matchup stylistically. I'm fucking hungry, man. That's why I'm stuttering and shit. I need some food, bro. Too big to not be eating right now. But anyway, he's a much worse matchup stylistically, right, for Danny Garcia than Errol Spence because Manny Pacquiao's in and he's out. He's moving side to side. He's got you in that three-pointed triangle with his footwork. He's all over the fucking place. It's hard to pin him down, right? Now, you can counter him while he comes in, but is Danny Garcia fast enough to do that?
No, I don't think so.
Good point. He's not. Tim Bradley was fast enough.
Yes,
shit, Juan Manuel Marquez was fast enough. Juan Manuel Marquez at the time, that shit beautifully.
Yeah,
that's just the day in the life.
But again, that's somebody with history. He's been fighting him.
That's
all
what I'm saying.
Many times.
That's what I just said. That's the day in the life of a counterpuncher, right? And like you said, he's been fighting him so many times. He learned that about Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? He hesitates before he jumps in. Absolutely. But Danny Garcia might not be fast enough to hit him, dog, coming in and out. That's just a bad matchup stylistically. Errol Spence is the better matchup stylistically. Do I think Danny wins either of those fights? No. But Errol Spence is the better matchup stylistically, man.
You know, the interesting thing about that, and we're going to get up out of here, is that not only is Errol Spence the better matchup stylistically, Danny Garcia's chances of winning, because I was actually talking to somebody and they was like, Errol Spence is a heavy favorite. I said, I don't know how. I don't know how the fuck can people figure he's the heavy favorite. Like, who the fuck is how, what measuring stickers you motherfuckers using to tell me he's the heavy goddamn favorite? Okay. And you know, people, you know, my man was like, yeah, they talking about something. How Danny gonna beat Errol? Danny went 12 rounds with Ivan Redcast. See, you know, boxing fans. Okay, you know, listen. Let me talk to y'all for a second. Let me talk to y'all for a second. If you're gonna talk shit, know what you're talking about. Because if you're gonna make fun of Danny Garcia going 12 rounds with Ivan Redcast, then you got to make fun of Earl going 12 with Mikey Garcia, who was the little nigga. You know what I'm saying? See, you know, sometimes I think boxing fans, like, you know what I'm saying, the ones that are dumb are used to arguing with other dumb ones. So that they like that shit might get past one of them.
Well, I mean, shit, you know, Errol Spence didn't knock out everybody either, bro. So at the end of the day, I mean, what does that statement really mean? I mean, you can make fun of Errol Spence for going, you know, the distance with Ronald Cruz. You don't even know who the fuck that is. He went the distance with that dude. You know what I'm saying? He went the distance with Emmanuel Larte. A lot of y'all probably don't even know who that is either. So what does that statement really fucking mean at the end of the day?
Nothing.
Bro? Exactly.
Absolutely nothing. All right, we're gonna get on up out of here. We want to thank y'all for joining in. We want to thank listen, man, like we say, this is every day, and we do this really for y'all because once again, We ain't making no money. Out of all them checks that come through that say Three Kings on it, none of the motherfuckers say YouTube. What was you about to say?
Yeah, sometimes YouTube will pay out sometimes, but the majority of the time they do not pay out, man.
Not at all. And you know what? I want to leave y'all with something. So, you know, my doctor told me, because you said you was hungry. My doctor told me, he said 2 things, Mr. He said, Mr. Bland, 5 things in order for you, with the COVID-19 and you get a little old, if you want to live a long time, the 5 things you need to do. I said, okay. He said, you got to cut out eating candy. I said, all right, doc, I got you. Okay. He said, you're going to have to cut back on drinking pop. Damn. All right, motherfucker. All right, doc, I got you. He said, the 3rd thing you're going to have to do, Mr. Bland, is you're going to have to exercise 20 minutes a day. Okay, that's no problem. I got you. He said, the last 2 are going to be difficult. He said, you're going to have to eat twice a day and cut out chicken. I said, doc, my days are numbered. HNC, take us out.
Yeah, man, you ain't stopping no black man from eating chicken. Let me tell y'all white folks something, man. Yeah, there's a lot of stereotypes that white people have on black folks that are incorrect, but the one where y'all say we like chicken, that shit is real. That shit is real. That shit is real, dog.
Yes, sir.
Yo, y'all know what to do, man. Go to Twitter at 3 Kings Boxing, Instagram at 3 Kings Boxing, right here on Facebook.com/3 Kings Boxing. Of course, right here also on the YouTube channel, The Prodigy of Boxing Talk. We doing this shit every single day. That's going to be between 7 and 7:30 Eastern Time, 6 and 6:30 Central, 4 and 4:30 Pacific. And most importantly, go to 3kingsboxing.com for your source of pure, unadulterated boxing information, man. We got the best minds writing articles on information on a daily. This is a 24/7 operation. We don't take no fucking days off. Even when COVID-19 got cats hemmed up in these streets, bro, we don't take no days off. So straight raw, unfiltered, uncut, and it's 100% authentic. So until tomorrow, we out this bitch.